We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Ivy Garcia, Paul Konerko, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Michael Brantley, Jason Kipnis, and the Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrell. Since we get set to bring you the first of this 3-game set and the first of this 7-game homestand. On your schedule, it'll look like a 6, but there's a doubleheader on Saturday. That's a day-night doubleheader. So we're coming off that brief 3-day road trip to New York where we got swept in those 3 games, but in essence, we gave them 2. And there's one thing about coming into tonight's game. Robin Ventura is really happy about having his catalyst back.
Adam Eaton's back in the lineup, and he scores a run every other game, so we're hoping that this is the other game. And Eaton has done it all. Eaton can hit. He's hitting .304. He plays just an outstanding center field. He can run, and at the top of the order, he's been brilliant this year. So I'm certain that Abreu will now drive in a whole lot of runs, especially with Sanchez getting on base. And there's Carlos, who had a big New York. He was 6 for 14. He had a good year at AAA. He hit .293. This guy looks like he understands the ball game. He looks like he understands how to hit. And hopefully he can keep it up tonight because the Sox dearly need a win.
Well, we need that. Plus, this is the time of year where you can have a little extra motivation by being a spoiler.
The Indians are right in the thick of the wild card race. They're 4.5 games back. Now, in the last 13 games, their pitching staff has a 1.71 ERA. So you can see 5.5 back in the division, 4.5 back in the wild card. The starters have done just an unbelievable job recently. And although they got a lot of guys in that lineup you're not going to recognize, somehow Terry Francona has gotten the most out of them.
All right, we got a good man out there on the bump tonight. Jose Quintana, and our Sox trying to get back in that win column. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. 72 degrees at game time. Couldn't be a better night for baseball. And let's take a look at how Terry Francona is going to line up his Indians, who every game is critical for them. Michael Bourne leading it off. Jose Ramirez in the 2 spot with Michael Brantley, who's had an all-world year, especially against our Sox. Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, the local product, with Mike Aviles, Zach Walters, Tyler Holt, and Roberto Perez catching and hitting 9th. The defense and how they're going to line up behind Jose Quintana. It's Viciedo, Eaton, and Garcia in the outfield, with Gillespie, Ramirez, Sanchez, and Abreu in the infield. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Jose Quintana, on for his 27th start. Hard to believe he's just 6-10 with an ERA of 3 1/4, 139 strikeouts, and 160 2/3 innings, and his control has been letter perfect. The umpires for the game tonight: the crew chief, Joe West, behind the plate. Rob Drake is at first. Alan Porter is at second. And Gabe Morales is at third. So the Indians, who've done just a great job at home this year, come into this one 39-25 at home. Their problem has been on the road. They're just 27-38. And Terry Francona has stayed in the race with a lot of injuries and a few trades. And so this Indian team's still pretty tough. They're throwing the ball around, and that means that we're ready to play baseball. And I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stevie, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. It's glad you could join us for the first of this 3-game set and this 7-game homestand. 31-year-old center fielder Michael Bourne will lead it off. Bourne comes in at .262, 3 homers, and 24 driven in. And the first pitch of the ball game. Taken for a strike. Indians come in hitting at .254 as a club with a 3.64 ERA. Indians 27-38 on the road and 39-25 at Progressive Field. Also, this is the 14th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 13, our Sox have won 8 of them.
Michael Bourne's only playing his 75th game. He's had a lot of injuries this year and kept them on the shelf for a while.
And there's a souvenir left side.
And as well as this guy runs, he's just not stealing bases. He's only swiped 8 of them. He's had a lot of leg problems during the course of his career.
Breaking ball way outside. Well, when Bourne is healthy. You know, I was listening to your summation of Cleveland and your opening remarks there. There's not a manager that I can think of. After you said it, I started thinking, there's not a manager I can think of that has not been beset with a ton of injuries.
This has been one of those years, and it's not only the regular injuries, it's long-term injuries to critical players for most of these clubs, and very few of them are deep enough to absorb them. That's why the Indians, at their high water mark, are only 3 games over 500.
There's a breaking ball. Pretty good pitch to hit, and couldn't get the head there. So the count hangs at 2-2, and here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. Outfield slightly to the left, and that's trouble. Fair ball. Ground rule double. So that says 11th two-bagger.
Bourne slices this one. It's a fastball that had too much of the plate, and gets it right on the outside of the line.
Yes, it did.
Pops into the seats, and so an ominous way to begin the ball game.
Right on the outside edge. Now, Joe West is not going to have a lot of trips to the mound.
No, and he's not going to give you a whole lot of time either.
So here's the shortstop, Jose Ramirez. Hitting at .255 with a homer. He's knocked in 7. And he's got a job to do, and he's going to get it done. So the sacrifice, 1-4.
Ramirez, originally signed by the Indians, and the man who signed him is currently with the Chicago White Sox, Lino Diaz. Then a scout for the Indians signed Ramirez, and he's played a pretty good shortstop. Got a lot better range than Asdrubal Cabrera had.
And Leo Diaz, make no mistake about it, prominent member of this ball club.
He is that. Very well liked by everyone.
Yeah. So here's Brantley, 311, 18 homers, 81 driven in.
Infield is back, conceding the run to stay out of the big inning.
Well, there are only a few pitchers that a manager's going to play the infield in the first inning.
One of them might not be T.J. House.
No. Most of those guys are like that are in Cooperstown.
Well, Chris Sale might be one of those guys.
Yeah, current day.
And he hit him.
So runners at the corners, 1 out.
When a guy is hitting against you, when Brantley is hitting against Quintana, you certainly want to throw the ball in on his hands. This one a little too far in.
So here's Santana, switch hitting catcher. Tonight he's at first base, hitting at .228, 21 homers, and he's driven home 60.
Been a much better hitter from the right side. More power from the left side.
First pitch strike. Javi well over into right center field. A little tardy on that one, and the count 0-2. And certainly our sincere congratulations, best wishes go out to Jackie Robinson West, United States Little League World Series champions.
Well, the parade tomorrow, ceremony tomorrow, they're going to be here at the ballpark Saturday night. And a few of them will be up in the booth. That's absolutely wonderful. What an accomplishment. 7,000 teams
in their division. As that ball hit hard into left field, and it's off the wall. So they're going to hold Brantley at third as Bourne scores, and it's a 1-0 Cleveland win. I believe there are over 150,000 teams countrywide in Little League divisions, but in their division, 7,000, and they beat them all.
7,000 could have won it, and Jackie Robinson West emerged as the champion.
So Santana with his 21st double, and here's Kipnis. Ducks on the pond, 1 out. Breaking ball strike. 27-year-old second baseman. And the count 0-2. Nice block by Tyler. Another action tonight. Yankees playing the Tigers. Minnesota at Kansas City. St. Louis at Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay at Baltimore. Phillies at home against Washington. Boston taking on Toronto in Canada. So Brantley will score and it's a 2-0 lead.
I'll be at number 39. Kipnis gets a hand.
Mike Aviles, 6 for 16 lifetime off Quintana. Comes in hitting at 248, 5 homers and 31 knocked in, but those numbers are very insignificant against what he's done against us. Takes ball 1.
This year, well, he hasn't exactly been a one-man gang, but he's been a big part of it, hitting 400.
Switch hitting Zach Walters coming over from the Nationals. He's on deck. That's into right field, short, and it's going to fall. So it's a 3-0 game. Aviles, that's not unusual for him to hit a little soft flare in the right for a base hit against us.
RBI number 32. And this one to the opposite field, and that's exactly what he does. Right and right center field, his specialty.
So here's Walters. He's in 182, 5 homers, 7 RBIs. And that's out of play right side.
Walters has been up the last couple of years with a big league team with the Nationals, getting traded over for Asdrubal Cabrera. And he's got some pop from both sides of the plate.
A double, a sacrifice bunt, hit by a pitch, another double. Infield back, ground ball, and a little duck snort into right field. If you're just tuning in, they lead it a quick 3-0.
Aviles will run. He's swiped 12 of them, been caught 5 times.
Two and 1 to count. Walters up until last year where he had 29 home runs for Syracuse. Really, it showed very little power. Most he had hit was 12. 3-1 pitch. And it's full. Tyler Holt on deck. Payoff. And there's a chopper foul.
Jose's last win came against Detroit on July 29. He then got a no decision against Minnesota and lost to Seattle, San Francisco, and Baltimore.
Get over there. They don't get him. Got to give it to him quicker.
It's going to go as one of the shortest hits for Zach Walters. Probably not going to get a whole lot of these. Bounces it off the plate. And he just can't get there in time. Call by Rob Drake, and Don Cooper now coming out from the dugout.
So Tyler Holt will be the hitter. Holt's been on the plate 20 times, has 8 hits, 1 double.
Indians have Nick Swisher on the disabled list. They also have Yan Gomes on the concussion 7-day disabled list.
First pitch fastball strike to Holt. Oh, and 2 the count. 3 runs on 4 hits. Put 2 down and 2 on here in the top of the first.
Big pitch number 31 forthcoming. And Jose, who seems to work better the quicker he works, is really working slowly this inning. Indians have never beaten him, and he's thrown very well against him. It's been a tough first.
Well, when he was a rookie, this club jump started him. He came in relief. 2 times in a row against him. It was just outstanding.
And went on to be the number 2 starter of this club.
He gone. But a crooked number goes up on that board, a 3 spot. We go to the bottom of the first.
Jose Abreu, Abisail Garcia, Paul Konerko, the DH, Connor Gillespie, who has been terrific against the Indians, with Viciedo, Flowers, and Sanchez rounding it out. The defense, and how they'll line up behind T.J. House. Bradley Bourne and Holt in the outfield, with Aviles, Ramirez, Kipnis, and Santana in the infield. Roberto Perez, a guy who can catch it and throw it behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is T.J. House. 2-3, his ERA 3.80. He is a soft-tossing left-hander. 79 hits and 66 in the third would lead you to believe, along with those 7 home runs, that you can get to him. He does have a lot of movement on his fastball. The fastball is not overpowering. He does throw somewhat of a slur. He can make it break big or small.
And before we show you our picks to click you at home, select yours, as it's good to see Adam Eaton back in that leadoff spot. Takes first pitch strike. He's hitting at 304 with a homer, 32 RBIs, 19 doubles, 7 triples, 12 stolen bases. A lot of slinging action in House's move.
Terry Francona, who does like to go to the bullpen, usually goes to it in the 6th, or at the very least in the 7th if House has a great day.
There they come back from 1 out.
In the last 13 games, the starting pitching has been brilliant. 5-2 record, an ERA of 171. Opponents just hitting 176. And the bullpen, by the way, hasn't been too shabby. 129 the last 13 games. So the Indians pitching as a staff has propelled them to the 9-4 record.
Other starters have protected the bullpen, not making them cover that many outs. But when they had to cover them, they did.
The bullpen's been pretty good when you consider that they lost a whole lot of guys from last year.
Alexei, he's 2 for 3 lifetime off House. Comes in hitting at 285. Sox hitting at 256 as a club with a 4.41 ERA. And they'll make it 3 for 4 off House.
He threw a changeup and didn't work all that well. As Alexei, he will stay on top of it, driving it to the left side.
So here's Abreu. Jose at 308, 33 long ones, and 94 driven in. Takes that pitch low and in.
Decent fastball with good movement away from Jose, and he was able to follow it off to the right. This Indians team from last year lost Pensman Matt Albers, Rich Hill, Chris Perez, and Joe Smith. And yet they've been able to rebuild and done a fine job of it.
Well, the first responsibility of a manager today is protecting his bullpen. And the first responsibility of a general manager is giving the manager something to protect.
And Terry does like to go to that pen. He goes to it liberally.
He did not go.
Terry Francona, who enjoys the pen, has got 8 pensmen and 3 moves off the bench, including a backup catcher.
If you're going to dance, you got to pay the fiddler.
Yeah, you're going to burn out 7.
That ball hit hard into left. Get over his head, it will. Thank you very much. Alexei reading it perfectly now. It's off the State Farm sign, and a good thing. Good job by McEwing to hold Alexei at third. Because Ramirez with a very strong throw to home plate.
When Jose hits him, it's tough for the outfielders to judge how far they're going to go. This is a breaking ball low and away. He reaches out. Brantley moved across. I don't think he saw it all that well. And as has been the case with Jose this year, when the ball leaves his bat, it just explodes.
And more history. He becomes the first player in White Sox franchise history with 30 homers and 30 doubles in his rookie season.
Pretty impressive.
So here's Avi. And there's the base hit up the middle. That's going to score a pair. And it's a 3-2 ball game. So poof, right back in it.
RBI's 12 and 13. And Garcia goes. The biggest hole in the infield is right back up the middle.
So here's Paulie. Paulie at 229, 5 homers, 22 driven in. Takes first pitch strike. That's the short lead by Avi.
We're versus the Indians. 48 home runs, 177 driven in. That's the most in both categories of all the active players.
And that takes a nice bounce for the Rack-em-up. They put it on him. But the 2-run single by Avisail Garcia. And we'll go to the second. It's 3-2 Cleveland.
Game brought to you by Miller Lite.
And Sox fans join our Sox as they honor retiring Captain Paul Konerko throughout September with tributes and special giveaways. So join Club Konerko, a special outfield section, to receive an exclusive Paul Konerko collectible. For tickets and information, visit whitesox.com/Canerco. Here's Roberto Perez, the catcher. Hitting at .233 with a homer and 3 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike.
And we do get a break with Yan Gomes out of the lineup. Gomes hitting .284 this year with 17 home runs, 53 driven in. But more and more catchers are going on that concussion 7-day disabled list.
There's a strike. Well, we've seen the last of the 300 inning pitchers for a long time.
Especially if they do what people think they're going to do, is goes into a 6-man rotation.
Well, that's going to happen before it goes back to a 4.
Yeah.
There's that ball into short right center field. Obvious there. But we might be seeing also the last of the 100-game catchers. I mean, everything is pointing towards fewer games played by position players and fewer innings pitched by starting pitchers.
It's pretty amazing, but we've seen a lot of concussed catchers over the last few years.
Well, it makes you wonder how A.J. Pierzynski could catch 12 years and catch almost over 100 games.
There were a lot of old timers that did
played
the same
concussed.
Thing. They just played.
Well, that word was never in the baseball vernacular. It was, he got his bell wrong.
Yes.
Michael Bourne hit the outside edge of the foul line down the left field line to start off that 3-run first with a double. Lespian on the grass. Good pitch, didn't get it.
I'm not sure how you missed that one. That was above the knee, completely in the strike zone.
Two and two the count.
You see where the 3 is? That was the one he didn't get.
Full count. So the first walk of the ball game coming with 1 out. He's 8 for 12 in stolen bases.
And for a guy that led all of baseball 2008 to 2013 in stolen bases with 280. That's not a real aggressive year, but he's had all of the leg problems and he's just not running very much.
Got him picked off. Hang on. Beautiful peg right there by Abreu. Comes out, gets the angle.
One, 3, 6. And they get him easily at second. This throw beats him by plenty.
There's a strike to Ramirez, who had that sacrifice bunt.
Indians' #1 prospect is a shortstop, and that's Francisco Lindor. But I don't think the Indians are going to bring him up. That gives Ramirez all the opportunity he needs to show what he can do.
And that is high, and that's a fair ball. Looked like it was going to be slicing into the seats, straightened up, came down, and hits in fair territory.
4th double of the year, and Avi has some problems with this one.
So that'll bring up the club leader in RBIs with 81. Michael Brantley. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score last inning.
When Brantley first got to the Indians, you knew he was going to be a good player. You didn't know really how good. And as it turned out, he's absolutely become a star. With 2 out and runners in scoring position, hitting an even .300. And there isn't much he can't do.
Well, you can just see him growing from year to year. That's one of the nice things about baseball from a baseball standpoint. Not that you like to see him hurt us in a ball game, but it's great to see youngsters come into this game and grow. And the maturation process is something that's really a beautiful thing to see.
And also, he was allowed as a younger player to face left-hand pitching, and that's really helped. Because if you don't show,
well, you don't grow each and every year.
Nope.
Just by hitting against right-handers.
Nope. And he was allowed to do it. So by getting that opportunity, he's turned into their #1 player at this point by a wide margin.
Two out, 1-2 the count. And that ball is hit deep to left field. And that's a fair ball. So one inside the right field line from the right-handed hitting Ramirez, who's a switch hitter, and one inside the left field line from the left-handed hitter Brantley, and it's a 4-3 ball game. 4-2 ball game, excuse me.
RBI number 82. And this one slicing away from Viciedo. Can't get to it.
Brantley's 33 doubles on the season. 33 doubles, 2 triples, 18 homers. Santana picked up his 21st double last inning, knocking in a run, and then later scored. Kipnis on deck. 2-0 count to Santana. Good fastball. 2-2. 4-6-0 for the Tribe. 2-3-0 for our Sox here in the top of the second. If you're just tuning in, beautiful evening here in the city. Beautiful. He gone, but they pick up one. We'll go to the bottom of the second, trailing by 2. Tonight, Jimmy Angio, our director and crew, they went with Canerco. Steve's going with Lexi and Julie Taylor, Roy Rivas, Don Esposito, and now we're going to go with Adam Eaton. As Connor Gillespie will lead it off. Takes first pitch strike. Connor has faced House 3 times and he's 0 for 3. 1-1. Gillespie hitting at 303. 6 homers, 48 knocked in.
But against the Tribe, a robust 455. Those are pretty big numbers.
Just did get a piece of it. First of 3 with these guys and first of 7 on this homestand. Doubleheader Saturday, a day-night doubleheader against the Tigers. And that's in the hole for a base hit.
Connor Gillespie continues his hot hitting. Get that batting average up. And he continues to torment the Tribe.
Here's Tank at 233, 16 long ones and 47 driven in. To the count. Got one 0-2 right there. Couldn't do anything with it.
This is House's first shot at the major leagues. He was originally drafted by the Indians in the 16th round, 501st overall of 2008.
Nope.
Drew very well last time against our Sox. Going into the 7th inning, gave up just a 1-earned run, but couldn't pick up a decision.
First and third in Tank. It's full.
Tried a couple of sliders, couldn't find the zone.
One out. And the Sox would like to welcome Chicago Bull fans to the ballpark for the game on Saturday, September 13th. And in addition to specially priced tickets, fans will receive a special White Sox Bulls hat. And will also have the opportunity to participate in the pregame fan fest and parade. So for tickets, visit whitesox.com/Chicago Bulls. His Flowers at 235, 9 homers, and he's driven in 40. And this is another rack 'em up. So 2 double plays in 2 innings, and they lead it 4-2.
Chicago fan photo for a chance to have it shown on our broadcast later in the game. Brought to you by AT&T. This is a very close play at first base. Rob Drake said goes the Indians' way. It looked like maybe by an eyelash the ball got there. Young fan enjoying this one. Not the score, however.
So here's Kipnis. Grounded out 4-3, but that knocked in a run, and he singles in the center field. Jason, 1 for 2.
Jason hasn't been the same since he had the oblique problem. Power numbers way down. He's still stealing some bases. He's their best base stealer by far. 19 of 21 in that department.
Aviles with that little duck snort single, knocking in a run in the first inning.
Pretty good numbers career-wise against Quintana. Another guy on the DL that's done us some damage over the course of this year is David Murphy. They are all banged up, but still managing to stay in the race somehow.
Well, somehow being the Kansas City's been playing some pretty good baseball. Detroit has been really in a funk.
Yep.
Allowing some teams to hang around, namely Cleveland. As there's a strike.
Nobody this year has really dominated the Central. Kansas City 28-26 against the Central. Detroit 26-23. Cleveland 25-26.
And there's a fister. Sanchez. 1 out. So here's Walters. Back of Baltimore, chop off the plate. High chopper down to Abreu, and he beat it out. And that's in the center field. That's Ken Corn. 2 out. Baseball has never had as much parity as there is right now.
Yep, lots of teams in the race. They made some very close races.
And the reason being is that every team is making money. And the reason every team is making money is Bud Selig.
Got just a few more months to go.
Here's a strike to Tyler Holt. Struck out, called out to end the first inning.
Tyler's made some great catches over the last few games in right field. It gives them a dimension they haven't had out there for a bit. This is just the 11th game he's played.
That's out of play. Two out. 0-2 the count. Holt made his major league debut July 6th against Kansas City. Nothing like playing in a pennant race. It's a feeling and emotion that you, as a player, will never forget. That's low. Every pitch is important. Every out is key. There he goes. That's chop foul. So Kipnis trying to pick up his 20th steal. There he goes. He gone. So the third strikeout for Quintana. And we go to the bottom of the third. It is 4-2 Indians. .com/TV survey during tonight's game and provide us your feedback for 2 tickets to a select White Sox home game and a chance to win a signed Paul Konerko jersey and other memorabilia. So visit whitesox.com. Bottom of the third, 4-2 Indians. 4-7-0 for them, 2-4-0 for us. Carlos Sanchez, then back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Carlos takes ball one.
Carlos has only had 4 at-bats right-handed, and he's 2 for 4. A great series in New York. Looked like he understood how to hit up here. And a very productive year at AAA.
Two and one to the just turned 22-year-old.
There you see the numbers from that Yankee series. They're pretty impressive.
Slices that one into the stands for a souvenir. Full count. Chopper takes a nice bounce for Ramirez, who throws him out. One down.
That's one of the things that the Indians have been pleased, and that's the range of Ramirez. There's a very good chance that if Cabrera, as Rubel Cabrera was traded to the Nationals, was playing a straightaway shortstop, that ball goes into center field. But Ramirez does have a whole lot of range, and he showed it there.
Here's Adam. Hit a comebacker to T.J. House, leading off the bottom of the first. Count evens at 1.
Well, our congratulations go out to the general manager of the Seattle Mariners, Jack Zaremski. He signed a fairly long-term extension to his contract, and richly deserved. These Mariners are having a good year. Seattle at 71-59 coming into action. 6 games back of the Angels and Oakland, who are tied atop the AL West.
Chopper 2 hopper. Kipnis almost threw it away.
The lollipop throw is not really recommended. That's what it looks like in the West. The Mariners in any other division would be knocking at the door, but not in that division. And of course the Astros and Rangers round it out.
Alexei with a line shot. That's a hang Wolfham. So he singled sharply and scored in the first inning. Now he's 1 for 2 and will go to the 4th. Tigers at 6:10. All fans are invited to stay for a post-game fireworks show presented by your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Check out the Equus and the Genesis. So purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. Roberto Perez will lead it off here in their half of the 4th inning. Perez 0 for 1, went out to Garcia in right field. Guessing strike and didn't get it. One pitch right there.
This is just the 16th game for Roberto Perez. And they do like the defensive aspect of his game.
Smokes that one right back through the middle. So the leadoff single. Eight hits now for the Indians. And there's Michael Bourne. He led off the game with a double just on the outside edge of the left field foul line. And he walked in the 2nd inning, and he was caught stealing.
Connor Gillespie in very tight at 3rd. Well in on the grass. Probably going to take a step in with the pitch.
Short lead by Perez. Curveball strike.
Both of Bourne's at bats have been long. So he's doing what a leadoff hitter should do.
Goes through that fastball and the count 0-2. Lays off the hook. All right. Rack him up. The speedy Michael Bourne gets into the 4-6-3.
It's the 5th time this year that Bourne has done this. And this is an easy one. Carlos able to get it to Alexei plenty of time. They're not going to outrun that arm too often.
Jose Ramirez sacrifice button to first, and he had a high fly ball. Looked like it was going to be in the seats down the right field line, but it flattened out, stayed straight, landed just inside the foul line for a ground rule double.
It was way off the outside corner. And Ramirez expanded the zone, but was able to foul it off.
There's that of Bani in the Dominican. All right, got plenty of time. And that'll do it. They get the leadoff single, the double play, the little comebacker. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It is still Indians by 2.
Hear from Jay Cutler as the Bears prepare for their final preseason game versus Cleveland. We'll also hear from Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly as the Irish get set to play Rice. See all that and more on Sportsnet Central tonight, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
It'll be Abreu, Avi Garcia, and Canerco. Abreu doubled over the head, a line shot of Michael Brantley in the first that moved Alexei Ramirez into third with 1 out.
What determines a live bat? Because there are bigger guys than Jose that don't get the acceleration off the bat that he gets.
Well, very seldom do you see a real big guy with a live bat.
What is it?
It's the release, the hands, the wrists. Most of your live bats come from medium to smaller guys. This is like some guys with a golf club. Some guys can swing easy and carry it 300 yards, 320. Other guys have to really swing hard to do it.
Ranking in major leagues, first in slugging percentage, tied for second in home runs, second in runs batted in, and second in extra base hits.
So there's the leadoff walk. First walk issued by House. That'll bring up Avi, who had a 2-run single, knocking in Ramirez and Abreu. First pitch strike. Didn't like the call. Don't blame him.
He's coming off the disabled list in 9 games. He's hitting .241, but he's driving in some big runs, and he's going to be a run producer. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Count evens at 1. Change up. Chases a pitcher's pitch. And the count 2-2. 3-1 on the scoreboard is 2-2. One out. Second strikeout. And that'll bring up Paulie. Paulie hit into a 5-4-3 twin killer. And he takes first pitch. Fastball strike right on the outside edge of the outside corner. Outfield straight up. Spaced about equidistant. Right at the bottom of the zone. And the count evens at 2-2. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for them. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for us. They scored, if you're just tuning in, 3 in the first. We scored 2 in the first. They added another in the second. Two down.
This was there. And he rings him up.
That'll bring up Gillespie, who led it off the second with a single. And he takes ball 1.
Now Santana's going to play him back of Abreu at first base. He had been holding him on the first 2 pitches.
Pull the string on him on 2-0. Taking some other action. Oakland leading Houston 2-1, top of the 5th. 90th minute made. Cubs leading Cincinnati 1-0. That's in the top of the 6th. Three and one. Must be Arrieta on the bump. No, Travis Wood. Nats leading Atlanta 3-2, bottom of the 8th in New York. And that ball hit sharply. Meanwhile, right at him. And meanwhile, we have completed 4. We trail it 4-2. Long you score with Papa John's Pizza. Now when our Sox score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com with the promo code SOX5 the following day. And that's at participating Papa John's locations. So better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Top of the 5th inning in a 4-2 Cleveland lead. First of 3 and first of 7 on this homestand. Brantley has a double, an RBI. He was also hit by a pitch in the first inning and came around to score. Takes up high, ball 1. Bottom of the 7th in Pittsburgh. Cardinals and the Pirates are tied at 2. How's that off? Still a 2-2 tie. Baltimore top of the 6th with Tampa Bay. Tigers leading the Yankees 2-0, top of the 5th at Comerica Park. That strike at the bottom of the zone. 1-2. Final from Citizens Bank Ballpark. Phillies beat Washington 4-3. Jacks it up and the count evens. Boston has taken a 4-3 lead over Toronto, top of the 7th, up at the Rogers Center. Backs up, makes the nice hop, nice feed. 1 out. Carlos Santana, switch hitting catcher, first baseman. That's where he is tonight. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a run scored.
Here we are, 1 out in the 5th inning, and every member of this Indian lineup, except for Tyler Holt, has a base hit. And with the pitches piling up, Pat Lindstrom throwing in the pen.
Just off the plate. Yankees have scored a run, now trailing 2-1 in Detroit. Yankees trying to pick up their 6th straight win, something they have not done all year. High into left field. 2 down. Nice pitch right on the outside corner. Kipnis 1 for 2 with an RBI. Picked up his 39th with that ground ball to second base in the 1st inning. Ate him up. Shank left side.
Sounded like he cracked his bat, but just took it off the thumbs.
Right at Alexei, sucks it up and throws him out. So a nice 1-2-3 inning. First time he's done that. We're halfway home, trailing 4-2. First pitch blown away to Viciedo, leading off here in our half of the 5th inning. Tank 0 for 1, a strikeout. That ball hit down into the corner, and it's fair. But it's going to be a ground rule double. Bounces into the seats. Picks up his 21st two-bagger.
This one is almost down the middle. He goes down and gets it. And One hop over the wall.
Here's Tyler hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Takes that one low and away. And takes a strike. That evens the count at one.
The Indians bullpen, almost as an entire pen, is all getting loosened up. They're not throwing, but they're getting their arms ready, knowing that House doesn't go deep into too many games.
Change up. 2-1. Tyler trying to take it to the right side, and that got a piece of Perez.
That one hit him hard. Wow. They're going to come out, take a look at him. That's right off the back of the throwing hand.
Says he's okay.
Terry Francona said twice, have you had worse? He asked him again, have you had worse? He nailed his head. They took off into the dugout.
So Tyler with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Change up, big out. Can't get him over.
So House, who struck out 2 last inning, strikes out Flowers on an off-speed pitch, and that's going to be up to Carlos to drive him home.
Sanchez grounded out to short. That's into right field. Tank will tag, moving to third. 2 down. So with 2 out, runner at third. Here is Adam Eaton. Adam is going back to the pitcher, and he is grounded out to Kitness at second. Boston took the 4-3 lead. Toronto, on the bottom of the 7th, came right back to tie it. And that is a souvenir left side. Nets have beaten the Braves 3-2.
Still leading the American League with runners in scoring position, and just coming off a 15-day disabled list.
Pick him up, Adam. We need it. He will. Attaboy. And it's a 4-3 ball game.
Welcome back to the lineup, and the 33rd run driven in. This one floats over the inside part of the plate. Dropped beautifully into right center field.
Alexei is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Last time up, his out was a line shot right at Michael Bourne in center field.
Last 31 games, Alexei's been very productive. As you can see, 312, driven in 18, scored 19 with 13 multi-hit games.
Alexei's had a tremendous season.
It should culminate in a Gold Glove. I can't believe there's a whole lot of people around this league at shortstop that have had a better year.
We're 8-0 for Cleveland, 3-6-0 for our guys.
Got to bring a big glove to the ballpark because you never know. You think you know, but you never know.
That changeup just does catch the outside edge of the outside corner.
The Indians are by far the worst defensive team in the league. That's what makes his pitching staff over the last 13 all a bit more impressive. They made 100 errors. Texas made 89. Then you go to Detroit with 83. And as far as errors, you can see the Indians have not been catching the baseball, yet they are 3 games over 500, which is their high water mark for the year.
That ball hit high and deep to left field. He goes back, looks up. You can put it on the ball. Yes, yes. A 2-run blast by Alexei, and the Sox lead at 5-4.
Our forward home run replay. This is a fastball right down the middle. And it's home run number 13, RBI 61 and 62. Terry Francona, knowing that House has a tendency to run out of gas, feels that he's run out of just about everything here tonight, including continuing to pitch. So that's going to be it for TJ House. Call has gone to the bullpen. And a very happy Alexei Ramirez. So we'll step out and be back after these messages. C.C. Lee comes in the ballgame out for the 23rd time. He's been a traveling man this year. He's 0-1. His ERA 3.72. Has good control. He's a side wheeler, and he's a traveling man because this is his 4th stint with the Indians this season.
So a 3-spot has put us on top 5-4. 5-7-0 for us, 4-8-0 for them. And here's Abreu, who's 1 for 1. Had a double and run scored in the first. He walked leading off the 4th. Takes first pitch strike. Big sweeper.
If Lee keeps it there, it's going to be awfully tough on the right-handers to get a piece of it. Perfect spot. Just the right speed.
That breaking ball, right side. Santana, but not before. Big RBI single by Adam Eaton coming with 2 out, and then a 2-run homie by Alexei Ramirez, and we lead it by 1.
Thursday, Jose Abreu and the White Sox wrap up their 3-game series with the Indians at U.S. Cellular Field. Tune in as Johnny Danks takes on Carlos Carrasco. So it's White Sox Indians Thursday at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Sox lead at 5-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. For the Tribe, it'll be Aviles, Walters, and Holt to face our Jose Quintana. Pours that fastball right there, right down the middle. Nope. 1-1 to count. not bite.
With 96 pitches coming up, Matt Lindstrom throwing again.
So Avila does what he does against us. He's 2 for 3.
Walters taking a long look down at Mike Sarbaugh, the third base coach.
Walters has a high chopper to first, beat it out for an infield single and a fly ball to center. High fastball fouled away.
Walters is yet to ground into a double play. He's only had 46 at bats since being traded over from the Nationals.
Two balls and a strike to the rookie. That's up high, 3-1. That's high, and that's going to be in the seats. A couple rows back for a souvenir. Trouble brewing here with the base hit, now the walk, and here comes Rob. Second walk issued by Quintana. So we got a problem. We lead at 5-4 here in the top of the sixth, but they have 2 on, nobody out. A pitching change, and we'll be back. continue doing the things. Atletico, the official physical therapy provider of our White Sox. Atletico, better for everybody.
Matt Lindstrom comes in the ball game, and he inherits a problem. Runs the first and second, nobody out. He's 2-2. His ERA just over 5. But last time out, he looked like the old Matt. That was 3 days ago in New York. He went 2 innings, hit 1, and that was it. Zeros across the board except for that.
So here's Holt. Holt 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Fakes a bunt, takes a strike.
He does have 1 sacrifice this year. But he took a good pitch down in the zone. That was very buntable.
That bunt's going foul and count nothing at 2.
For one of the few times Jose did not have good stuff tonight. He battled, but stuff wasn't there, and it was a rough night for him.
Looking for the punch out. He gone. Big out.
His fastball, top of the zone, threw it right by him.
It'll bring up the catcher, Roberto Perez. Checks it up, fouls it off.
He fouled it off and fouled it right off Tyler. Good riding fastball. Don Cooper with Lino Diaz.
There's a shot. Ball gets by him. That's going to score a pair.
Well, Adam tried to fake that he was going to catch the ball. And when he faked, when he lifted up his glove, that ball hit awfully hard, skidded under his glove. It's single E8. A lot of outfielders will do this. Look at Adam. Puts the glove up as if he's going to catch it and then can't get the glove down. Single E8, 1 run batted in. But 2 scored.
Michael Bourne. He's 1 for 2. Led off the game with a double. Hit the foul line in left field. Then he walked. Then he hit into a 4-6-3 double play. So now a 6-5 Cleveland lead. And the count quickly, 0-2. And there's a base hit up the middle. They're going to wave him around, and here's the throw to the plate. They got it. Beautiful peg by Adam Eaton.
Mike Starbaugh takes a gamble running with a catcher. And it cost him.
Now Francona waiting. I guess he gets the thumbs down. Beautiful peg by Adam. So here is Ramirez, one of 3 switch hitters in this lineup. Jose 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. There he goes.
Well, his legs are feeling pretty good tonight because he was picked off trying to steal in the 2nd inning by Quintana. And this was the 2nd time when he ran. For Quintana, 5+, 6 runs, all earned on 9 hits.
He gone, but they come right back with 2 and take the lead, 6-5.
Postgame Live presented by Subaru. Get the recap on tonight's game and all the action around the league. So don't miss White Sox Postgame Live tonight, right after the game on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. very young Sox fans in attendance here tonight.
And we trail it by 1. 6-11-0 for them, 5-7-1 for us. So it'll be Garcia, Konerko, and Gillespie. Breaking ball, no. That's going to be in the seats for a souvenir.
We talked about the Indians losing 4 relievers, and yet the Mariners are first, Oakland second, and Cleveland third in bullpen ERA. Most amazing how they rebuilt it, and they've been pretty tough.
And there's a good way to start it. Big man can run. And now he's going to slide in, not look up, or he could have made it to third.
It is tough, but with the play in back of you, you got to pick up your coach. Not an easy thing to do when you're thinking about beating out a double, but Holt has all kinds of problems with the carom. It gets by him. He takes a look. And by the time he realizes it had gotten away, he's already in his slide.
So here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 2 tonight. Watch out. Almost got him.
They did get him.
They got him. So first 2 men aboard. You're getting back to that Seattle pitching as we take another look at it right here. As here comes Francona. That slow walk out to the pen. He has made the call. So Lee will depart, and we'll be back.
3-10 on for the 58th time. He inherits runners at first and second and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Pretty decent numbers all the way around for their situational left-hander. Paul Konerko fan. He's having a good time on the concourse.
Two on, nobody out. And here's Gillespie. Connor is 1 for 2. First pitch strike. Drops the foul, 0-2. The Mariner pitching staff by far has given up the fewest earned runs in the league. They're the only ones that have not given up well over 400. They're at 383.
That's a very good staff, especially with Iwakuma healthy.
And that's pretty good when you consider there are 4 teams that have given up over 600 runs.
That's why they're still in the race with a very good year going.
Sweeping breaking ball. Perez with a nice pick. And the count 1-2.
Connor has seen Mark Zipchinski one time, liked what he saw, and got a base hit. And the Sox could really use one here.
Tags it up, takes it inside, and that evens the count at 2.
Perez and Zipchinski having some trouble communicating. So he goes out there to have a brief word.
Just got a piece of that one. Nice gap out there in right center if he can find it. And that is just foul. Nice pick by Santana. Just tuning in. Cleveland 3 in the first. We had 2 in the first. They added 1 in the second. We took the lead with 3 in the fifth. They came right back with 2 in the sixth to regain the lead at 6-5. Just did get a piece of it. Kept pounding him inside and going away with a breaking ball, and that is the big out number 1.
Shipchinski getting the big out, and Terry Francona liberally using that pen. Years old. On for the 58th time. He's 6-0, 2.76 ERA, and he's been just about everywhere. Started in 1999 in the Seattle organization. Guy's got to work on that. That's not too good, but they're trying.
Good. Uh-oh. Rack him up. Another dust. Third double play we have hit into tonight. And that takes us out of the opportunity to get this thing tied up.
1.93. The ERA has gotten very good. It's 2.88. 33 strikeouts in 34 in the third. Most of them on that big overhand hook or a face-high fastball. He has work cut out for him. He's facing the heart of the order, starting with Michael Brantley.
Six runs on 11 hits for their guys. 5 runs on 8 hits. 1 error for our guys. Brantley's 1 for 2. Had an RBI double in the second inning. He also was hit by a pitch in the first and came around to score. First of 3 with these guys tomorrow night. Noesi against Kluber. Thursday, Danks against Carrasco. Now, the game tomorrow night, if you can't make it to the ballpark, will be over WCIU. And on Thursday, right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. That fastball. That part of the zone. Didn't get it, and the count 1-0. Two 2-0. Big rip by Brantley.
Was looking for his 19th home run. Had the pitch for it a little bit higher than he would have liked. It was a fastball up in the zone.
Three and one.
Brantley's a base stealer also. He's got 15 of them in 16 attempts.
Pops him up. One out. And that'll bring up Santana, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a run scored.
Santana, for the first time, will turn around and hit from the left side. Got some pretty good power. 16 home runs as a left-hand hitter.
Strike over the outside corner at 95. The hook. 0-2. Too bad. Wouldn't chase though. Santana signed a 5-year contract with the Indians in April of 2012. Patty Moe into it is now 3-2. And he walks. Third walk issue. Santana had 2. So with Santana at first, one out, here's Kipnis, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Santana with 3 stolen bases in 4 attempts. Not likely to run unless Terry Francona wants to use a hit and run.
Well, they are 77 for 99. 77 up, 22 down.
Pretty good percentage.
Checks it up, and that's trouble. For the walk man at second base, and the infield check swing single by Kipnis.
Kipnis pretty happy with this. Avi not enthralled with it.
Mike Avila is 2 for 3. What new? RBI, run scored. Duxnor single for the RBI in the first. He started off that 2-run 6 with a single right back to the middle. Now hitting .421 against us this season. 16 for 38. Garcia very short in right field.
Now Adam Eaton takes a couple of steps forward right center, which is normally where Aviles hits it if he hits it in the air.
Broken bat. Sanchez is there. Infield fly rule is called. 2 down. So 2 outs, that'll bring up Zach Walters. Zach's 1 for 2, had an infield single, high Baltimore chop to Abreu at first base and beat it out. High pop up. Gillespie.
Good try, but he got entangled with the tarp and couldn't come away with it. So Walters gets another life. Counter concentrating, sees where he is. But unfortunately, that tarp comes up a little too quickly. Just catching the end of it.
Garrett trying to shut him down right here. Hold him to this 1-1 lead. And that's popped up in the short center field. Alexei's there, and Garrett will do it. So good job by Javi. 7th inning stretch. We trail it 6-5. Here in our half of the 7th inning. For us, it'll be Flowers, Sanchez, and back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Tyler 0 for 2, hit into a 4-6-3 double play and then a strikeout. Tribe has turned 3 double plays, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 last inning. There's a bullet. Good way to start it.
This one hit hard. It's right down the middle. Looks to be a slider that didn't do a whole lot of sliding. Tyler hit it right on the button.
Did when he hit that grass out there.
Well hit. Representing the tying run with nobody out.
There's Carlos Sanchez. He's grounded to short and going out to right. The bunt, fouls it off, and the count 0-2. Bunting for a base hit there. Two-way bunt. Get him over and also a base hit. Just did get a piece of that one.
Atchison's been around a long time for a guy that had a little over 4 major league seasons coming into this year. Came to the big leagues with Seattle in 2004. Spent a couple of years in Japan in 2008, 2009. And back with the Red Sox and the Mets.
Curveball, just to get a piece of it. He's paid his dues.
He's been just about everywhere. Lots and lots and lots of minor league cities.
You got to really love the game, which I'm sure he does, to do what he's done. Either that or hate to get a job.
Study in persistence.
Yeah. Carlos. Cutting and slashing up there. Little Mags. Looks just like it. One and two. And he's working him out. And Baltimore has defeated Tampa Bay 4-2 at Oriole Park. So the Orioles now 75-55. Yankees are getting beat, so they can stretch that lead out to 7 games. There's a shot base hit. That was a good at bat by that youngster. Fouled off 4 or 5 pitches, got something he could hammer, and hammered he did.
Indians bullpen up once again. An extended at bat. And he hit it right back up the middle.
That'll bring up Adam Eaton. Adam 1 for 3 with a big 2-out RBI in the 5th. And he scored when Alexi hit that 2-run homer. So the corner's in close. Outfield straight up and spread out. Watch out. Toughest base running play in baseball. Men on first and second. You're the guy at second in a bunt situation.
Trying to get a decent jump, especially with the pitcher charging straight ahead. And easy to bunt through it and get picked off.
Yes, sir. Fouls it away and a count 1-1.
I'm taking a long look down to Joe McEwing to see if the bunt is still on or if Robin decides to turn him loose.
This corner's in close. And that'll get the job done. Aviles. So a good job by Adam Eaton. He's thrown out a runner, sacrifice bunt, or a 2-out RBI single, and a run scored.
Just his second sacrifice of the year, and it's a perfect bunt. Aviles has no choice but to go to first base. So the sacrifice, 5-4. And the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position.
And here's Alexei, who's 2 for 3.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay, and it came in the 5th. His second hit of the night. And off T.J. House, his 13th home run of the year.
And he's hit it hard all 3 times. That single in the first, that line shot to center in the third for an out. Outfield spread out straight up. Abreu on deck.
How much of that Gold Glove is determined by the bat?
A bunch. A bunch. There are exceptions, always, but for the most part, everything being equal, it's the bat that'll determine who gets the Gold Glove. Good eye. Count evens at 1.
296 with runners in scoring position, and lately red hot in these situations.
I think that was one reason they came up with the Silver Slugger Award. Get the other candidates. That's in the hole. Only play at the first base. And a good play by Ramirez. So Tyler scores, and this game is tied at 6.
Perfectly in the hole. And for Alexei, his 3rd driven in of the night. 63rd of the year. And I can't believe they're going to face Abreu here.
He's 1 for 2 with a first inning double and a run scored, a walk leading off the 4th, and he got it out 3-1 in the 5th. Garcia on deck. Avisail is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And he's going to get a chance to get more.
With the contenders, we're probably going to see a whole lot more of this going down the stretch. With Jose throwing his 13th intentional walk.
Well, a lot of times these decisions obviously are made before the first pitch of the ball game.
Take that determination. Don't let this guy beat you under any circumstances.
You pick your guy, and most managers will, for the most part, stay with it, even if the guy has had 2 or 3 bad at bats. Because there's a reason he picked him before the game in the first place.
No. Well, the guy behind him's pretty good and having a good night, but you can't let Abreu beat you. And Terry Francona, a good manager, going to put it on Atchison.
So the ground out ends the inning, but we get a run. And we will go to the 8th, tied at 6.
photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag Chicago Fan Photo for a chance to be shown on our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. So you might have guessed this going into the ball game, but it's a no decision for Jose Quintana. And Javi Guerra got the game in his hands. And Chris Dickerson is going to come on to pinch hit for Zach Walters.
I believe it's pinch hitting for Holt.
Oh, excuse me. Holt, yes.
So Dickerson takes ball one upstairs.
One for four as a pinch hitter. Hitting .242 overall.
Couple of home runs. 6-6 tie. 6-12-0 for them. 6-10-1 for us.
That's his career as a pinch hitter.
Come back and get him. No walks. No walks.
Zach Putnam loosening up.
The dreaded leadoff walk.
And Dickerson 3 for 3 in stolen bases.
So here's Perez. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI.
Surprisingly, he's got 4 sacrifices this year.
Didn't make a move to break it down. But I'd be surprised if he did not run him over. Frank Ona knows his guys better than we do.
Five straight bad ones, and Tyler Flowers out to talk with Javi Guerra. Javi's been unscored upon his last 5 performances.
Well, we've touched on it a lot. Javi Guerra's got the stuff.
That curveball's been very good recently. When he does get it in the zone, they don't hit it real hard.
There's a bunt, which looks the second.
Sacrifice number 5 for Perez.
Michael Bourne. He is 2 for 3, a double. And here comes Robbie. right, a pitching change is hot.
Good. On for the 40th time, 4-2. The ERA now under 2. And he inherits the go-ahead run at second base. And Michael Bourne's had a very good night.
Good night. Leading off the ball game with a double coming around the score. Started off that 3-run first for Cleveland. A walk, then he hit into a double play, and then in the 6th he singled. Out and around that one.
Garcia very shallow in right field. He'll have a shot on a base hit.
Count evens at 1 to Bourne. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
This one had the zone. It's a fastball.
That's into left field, just poked out there. And that's out number 2. Here's the young 21-year-old shortstop, Jose Ramirez. Sacrifice bunt, a double, a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Jacks it up.
Well, Tyler Flowers is probably telling him, you don't want to get to the next guy. And you got to really walk the tightrope here at 2-0 with their best hitter and best run producer, Michael Brantley, in the on-deck circle. Let's soon see him leading off the ninth.
Goes through that one. Two out, 2-1 to count. Some big swings.
2 fastballs in a row.
Ramirez. Gotta hurry. Nice pick. And they just do get him. Rancona wants to see this one maybe.
He's got nothing to lose here, and he's looking back, and nope, he was out.
All right, we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 6.
That's Chris Dickerson. So Atchison's still in the ball game.
And here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 2. Paulie last time up was just nipped by a pitch. And he's got the catbird seat at 2-0. That's off the end of the bat in the short center field. Warren coming on and makes the catch. Make up speed. Good play. 1 out.
This one hit off the end of the bat. Ward, who's been running well. Makes a fine play, and that's going to be it for Atchison. He's going to depart. Terry Francona wants to go to the pen once again. We'll step out and be back after these messages. His ERA 140. Having by far his best year in the major leagues, on for the 25th time. He's really a left-handed specialist. 24 previous appearances, 19 in the third inning.
One out, and here's Gillespie, who's 1 for 3. Good rip. Good rip. Just underneath it. And we want to welcome all the viewers who are watching the Cubs shut out the Reds 3-0. Wood over Cueto. What job. Right here, we're tied at 6 here in the bottom of the 8th. 6-12-0 of the Indians. They scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the 6th. 6-10-1 for us. We scored 2 in the first, 3 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. That strike right at the bottom of the zone. The old equalizer, 2 down.
Here comes Terry again. Good curveball. Agadon gets the one left-hander. And now Terry will use his 5th Pensman. So we'll step out and be back after these messages. Fifth time. He's 4-3, ERA a little above 2.5. 16 walks, 49 strikeout, and 16 1/3. 60 1/3. He's been called on to save 7 games, been successful only twice, but he is a premier setup man. And Alejandro Diaz is going to be the man that's going to face him.
So 2 out, nobody on.
He has a 1-for-2 as a pinch hitter this year.
He's hitting .255 homers, 31 knocked in. And he's faced Shaw 5 times, has 2 hits, 1 of them left the park. One and 1 to count. Houston came back and beat Oakland 4-2. Up high 2-1. Angels leading Miami 3-0. They're hitting in the bottom of the 4th. So the Angels and A's came in tied with the lead in the West. And that evens count at 2. Yes, he did. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 9th, and this game tied at 6. Celebrates its 12th anniversary, and you can get MLB.TV today for only $12 for the remainder of the season. You can watch every out-of-market game, stream live, online, or on the go. MLB.TV Premium includes a free At-Bat 14 subscription, allowing you to watch live baseball on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Blackout and other restrictions may apply, so visit MLB.TV for details.
Alejandro Diaz stays in the game to play left field. Zach Putnam still in the game. He's going to face the heart of the order for the Indians.
Brantley, Santana, and Kipnis. Brantley 1 for 3 with an RBI double, picking up his 82nd RBI. Rayu back. And 2 steps off the line at first. Brantley has faced Putnam twice. He has 1 hit. That strike evens the count.
Brantley's season high in home runs coming into this year was 10. He's flown by that, knocking at the door at 20.
That ball hit hard, but we got a man there. 1 out. Santana. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a run scored. Big hack. And that Houston 4-2 win over Oakland. Chris Carter hit his 32nd home run. 3-run shot in the 8th inning. Gregerson. And the Angels now leading Miami 6-0. He gone. 2 down.
Santana goes way out of the strike zone for this splitter. But once you get ahead of this guy, he's not going to walk too much. Big Petrichka loosening in the pen.
Angel game, Mike Trout 3 for 3 with an RBI and a couple runs scored. Picked up his 92nd RBI. Pujols has picked up 2. He now has 80. Mike Trout, what a player.
This is going to be the year that he does win the MVP after finishing second twice.
Kipnis is 2 for 4 with an RBI tonight. Been a tough season for Jason. Checks it up, takes a strike. Last year he had 284, 17 homers, and knocked in 84.
Since the oblique problem, he hasn't been the same. That being said, he's always dangerous, especially back in front of his home folks.
Big on, so he went right through the heart of the order. 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Scheduled hitters are Flowers, Sanchez, and then back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. First is Brantley. Hard hit, but Eaton right there. And then strikeout of Santana. And then the strikeout of Kipnis. Out of the inning, a 1-2-3. Ninth inning. And it's on to the bottom of the ninth.
Tyler is 1 for 3. He started off that 7th inning with a single and came around to score. That was the 6th and tying run. Start us off right here, Tyler. He hadn't had a whole bunch of luck against Shaw. He's faced him 5 times.
Shaw's got pretty good movement on that fastball. It looks almost like a cutter. It's 93 miles an hour.
A little shank and going foul. That
Ooh, that one almost got him. Putting the winning run on first. That's a hanging slider.
And there was a get me over. breaking ball that couldn't hang back on.
That one just came rolling on the inside part of the plate.
Souvenir right side. Count hangs at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So I got that one up to 95. That's the fastest pitch he's thrown tonight by 2 miles an hour. The pattern is no pattern.
Get that off the end of the knob of the bat. Meanwhile, 1 down.
Well, unfortunately for Tyler, was turning into a pretty good at bat with an excuse me swing on one up and in. I think it might have been the knob of the bat.
There's Carlos Sanchez. He's 1 for 3. He singled to move Tyler in the scoring position in the 7th inning. Could not check it up. Another one, and same result. 0-2. Two down.
That was 94 on the outside corner. Very much a pitcher's pitch. And it leaves it up to Adam Eaton.
Adam with a big RBI single back in the 5th. And that turned it into actually a 3-run inning as he could not check it up. He also has thrown out a man at the plate and had a sacrifice bunt. One and one to count. Chop right in front of the mound, and that'll retire the side. We're in extra innings, tied at 6. Jack Link's Beef Jerky all season long. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side.
It's the top of the 10th, and it's Jake Petrichka, who's 0-3, ERA. Still a very good 2.57, on for the 55th time. There you look at the numbers. Right-handers have done almost nothing with him. 9 out of 12 in save opportunities. Looks like Lonnie Chisenhall coming out to pinch hit.
Hitting for Mike Aviles, who was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. They have 12 hits. We have 10. They have no errors. We have 1.
Chisenhall's had a pretty good run at it, both as a pinch hitter and for the year. He's 4 out of 10 with a home run and 2 driven in as a pinch hitter, hitting .290 overall.
One and 2 the count. Change up downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With Walters on deck. That ball hit hard. So he's going to lead it off with a double.
Chisenhall now 5 for 11 as a pinch hitter.
That's pretty good.
That's exceptional for a guy that plays most of the time, and he got a low fastball and hit the daylights out of it. So he represents a go-ahead run.
Oh, he's breaking out the stash on us. No wonder he's swinging it.
He's swinging it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about him last year. It's there. It's all between the ears. It looks like he's starting to get it figured out. It's always been there.
Don Cooper called to the bullpen. Looks like we'll see some more action.
And Walter's got a job to do. Squares the bunt, takes the ball.
Doesn't have a sacrifice, and you wouldn't expect him to, because he's a power hitter. As Michael Clado loosens up in the pen.
Two 2-0 the count. Turns him loose. Foul tipped. 2-2.
There's nobody on the field who hates bunters who can't bunt more than catchers. Because when they foul it off, inevitably it's going to hit them.
Full count. High pop up, and nobody can get there. That's way out of here.
Well, Lobby just gave it the courtesy run because that ball was hit 8 miles.
It's 8-6.
That's a 6th home run for Walters. Makes you wish he got the bunt down. He's driven in 9. Forward home run replay. It's a fastball right down the middle. And Walters shows you just how much power he has, as he got most of this one.
Robin out. Patrichka out. Play to win, and we'll be back.
Played it with no record with a 5.12 ERA. He's on for the 18th time. And the first man he's going to face is Chris Dickerson. Dickerson came on, drew a walk to lead off the 8th inning. And there is the hero for the moment for the Tribe, acquired from the Washington Nationals for Asdrubal Cabrera. You can understand why they got him. That's big power.
So here's Dickerson. There's a strike. 6 home runs and 48 at bats.
Pretty impressive.
Just 24 years old. Chris has been at the plate one time. He pinch hit. That was back in the 8th inning, and he drew a walk. Full count. Here you go. 1 out.
He missed with a slider and then poured a fastball by him at 98. It was down the middle. A little too much on it for Dickerson.
So here's Roberto Perez. He is 2 for 3 with the sacrifice bunt. That one at 99. One and two the count. 8 runs, 14 hits for them. 6 runs, 10 hits for us. Here in the top of the 10th inning, if you're just tuning in, tremendous home run by Zach Walters. He just flipped one up there. Very dangerous. Thank goodness it was a little too high.
Perez knew that he got one and let it get away.
There you go. 2 down.
He got a slider. Late movement, even though it was down the middle. It was late breaking, and he got him.
But here's Michael Bourne. Takes first pitch strike. Warren is 2 for 4 with a double leading off the ball game, and he scored. Started off that 3-run first. Oh and 2. That one at 99. And for us in the bottom of the 10th, it'll be Ramirez, Abreu, Garcia, Canerco, Gillespie. So we've got some guys that can get it done. Plato comes out and just absolutely blows them away. But the 2-run homer off the Petchka, and we trail it 8-6.
Hector Nuesi, they're coming tomorrow, and then Thursday in the finale of the series, Carlos Carrasco, who's been very hot lately, against Johnny Danks. Lonnie Chisenhall stays in the game to play third base.
Alexei to lead it off. Alexei 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs tonight. 2-run homer in the 5th, RBI in the 7th to tie it up.
And for the moment, Terry Francona has elected not to go to Cody Allen. He has a 1.75 ERA and 17 saves since he's taken over.
Backs the bunt, takes the ball. Breaking pitch. Alexei has faced Shaw 8 times, has 1 hit. That ball lined hard into right field, but they got a man there. Dickerson runs it down, so that's a hang with him. Alexei saying, "How in the world can you be playing me there?"
Looked like a double when it left the bat, slicing away from Dickerson. But he got there easily.
Alexei has swung that bat well tonight. And for most of the season. So here's Abreu. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and an intentional walk. Takes ball 1. Pitcher's pitch. And the count evens. Fires that one into the upper tank. There's a 3-hopper and 2 down. So we're down to our last out. Avi is 2 for 4. 2-run single in the first inning and a double leading off the 6th. Breaking ball strike. And down to our last bullet. And this ball game is over. So I guess we lose our 7th in a row and just can't seem to get anything going.
Had it going early, took the lead. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, and Brian Shaw threw the ball unbelievably well, picked up the win.
He does every time against us. So our GMC professional grade player of the game is Zach Walters with that long home run in the top of the 10th inning to win it 8-6. Our GMC professional grade player of the game. So for my partner Steve Stone, our director Jim Angier, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper. For the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, and also the executive producer Jim Cornell Jr., and Doug Bowie, Dave Challen, Frank D'Amato, Frank Leone. This is The Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, we will post game live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.